Well, the helm station's coming along nicely. Got fairing in it to make up for that radius. Got the back and the tops and all that fun stuff done. Here's how the top come out with the bending ply in it. This is where the hatches are going to go, so you can access the back side of the monitors, be able to unbolt them. A little bit of idea how those corners came out. They're really nice. This side is actually more done than the other side, as you can tell. So it's kind of got this look to it. But the next part of what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this black mica over the sides, and it's going to give us a much easier edge to fair to. So let's get started. Okay, what I've done is I've mixed some West System up with some Cavasil. As you can see, it came out nice and consistent, almost like creamy peanut butter. I used a fast hardener, so I want to make this thin on my board. If you keep it all piled up into a big pile, it'll kick off before you get done doing what it is that you need to work on the project. So that's why I use a big board and spread it relatively thin before we get started with the project. I don't need it kicking off any sooner than it has to. Now I'm using a West System trowel. So there's small notches in that. Now you get different size notches, but I'm going to use a small for this. And I'm just going to start spreading that on my board like this. Real nice and consistent in the end is what we want. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. Do the same thing on the piece of Formica that I want to put on. Okay, so we have to cut this off all the way along, which is actually a good thing. It's going to shallow the console up from the visual on the bridge. So even taking that much off will help create a little bit more visual out to the boat. So what I'm going to use is the fine tool, the fiend saw, which has an offset blade in it. So it'll hold it flat here, and it will follow the contour up as I'm cutting it so it matches the console. Now this is going to be loud, so I'm going to put my earplugs in and crank some octane. Shows the quality of the fine tool, fiend tool, however you want to pronounce it. One blade, cut all that. It's 1.25 inches plus epoxy in there. If you notice, I kept chunking off pieces because I wanted to make sure my angle stayed going up. I'd rather have to sand it a little bit with the belt sander than to have it go down and mess up my whole project. So I'm going to finish cutting off this side over here, and then we'll belt sand it out. All right, well, I'll give you a little overview of where we're at. Now this area here, you saw that I was putting fairing on it on the last little section. So what I've done with this radius is I faired it, blasted it with 3 layers of 3/4 ounce mat, then faired it again, and then this material put on with a roller, sanded it, looks like this here. And that's all grip high build primer. So we rolled 4 or 5 coats on that. After that was done, I put Fasco on mica and glued all this stuff on. So you can kind of give you a little view here. Fasco comes out a little bit, which actually makes a really strong way to put Formica on. It's not gonna break or crack or do anything off. Especially these easy strips little strips are easy to put on. So panels are in. Now it's kind of late tonight, about 11 p.m., but my job's gonna be to trim all of this down, get it all cleaned up. Alright, product's finished. Everything works, everybody's happy. Hope you enjoyed the process, and subscribe so you can see what we're going to do next. See ya.